Let's get it started in here.
All you trekkies and TV addicts, don't mean to this, don't mean to bring static. All you Klingons and you
For our myth, we chose to do if a head-on collision at 50 miles an hour is the same as a 50 mile an hour collision into a wall. Of course we had to scale this down, but usually it's done with cars, but instead we did it with yoga balls. Many people usually say that a head-on collision is much more dangerous, but we proved them to be the same. In order to prove this myth, we took people with the same height and weight and had them collide. Also, to prove this myth, we drew a line in the snow and counted 20 feet backwards so that we knew how far we needed to run in order for the collision to be equal. The collision that you're seeing here was wrong for many reasons. One was because the person on the right jumped, which made the collision unequal. Another was because the yoga balls flew apart, so we couldn't measure the real compression of the yoga balls on impact. On the other hand, this collision was almost perfect because when both people collided, they hit at the same spot in the snow, and they also fell backwards on collision, which meant that they both ran at the same speed into each other in order for both of them to fall backwards.
bluebirds fly.
To determine the actual myth, we had to take the size of the yoga ball that we had to work with, and we had to compare that to the size of the yoga ball that the person was holding on the screen. We found that the size of the yoga ball that we had to work with was 48.26 centimeters. We also found that the yoga ball that was on the screen was 1 centimeter, and that the yoga ball on the screen compressed was 0.5 centimeters. We then just did simple cross multiplication to find that the size of the actual yoga ball would have been 24.13 centimeters when compressed. For the second part of our myth, we did the same conversion factor that we did on the first. Like before, we found that the compression was exactly half, from 3 centimeters on the screen to 1.5 centimeters of the ball on the screen.
Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
To wrap up our myth, we proved that a head-on collision has the same impact and force as that of one with a wall.
The brightness of day, I like the dark.